They say timing is everything. When my boss fired me for questioning a flawed product launch, he couldn't have known I'd leave with the company's only backup of the source code. But karma has a way of delivering messages, especially when your entire business is suddenly hanging by a thread. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to go from disposable to indispensable overnight, stick around. This story might just give you the courage to stand your ground next time. Hit that like button if you've ever been undervalued at work, and subscribe for more real stories about workplace justice. They say timing is everything. When my boss fired me for questioning a flawed product launch, he couldn't have known I'd leave with the company's only backup of the source code. But karma has a way of delivering messages, especially when your entire business is suddenly hanging by a thread. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to go from disposable to indispensable overnight, stick around. This story might just give you the courage to stand your ground. Next time, hit that like button if you've ever been undervalued at work, and subscribe for more real stories about workplace justice. I remember the day I joined Tech Fusion like it was yesterday. The energy was electric. A small team with big dreams, and the talent to back it up. I was their third developer, brought in to build what would become their flagship product. For 2 years I poured everything into that code. Weekends, holidays, middle of the night debugging sessions. My fingerprints were all over every line of that program. But success changed things. As investments poured in, so did the suits. MBA types who talked about scaling aggressively and market disruption without understanding what made our product special in the first place. I watched as flashy salespeople got promoted, while the development team worked longer hours with less recognition. My warnings about technical debt went unheard. My suggestions for improvement were shelved for phase 2. That never seemed to arrive. The red flags were there, I just didn't want to see them. Like when Alex, our brilliant UX designer, was let go for culture fit issues after she pushed back on a rushed redesign. Or when they hired Jeff, a developer with half my experience, but twice my confidence, and gave him the team lead position I'd been promised. Last Thursday started like any other day. Another impossible deadline. Another corner to cut. The CEO called in. All hands to announce our biggest product update yet. Launching Monday. My stomach dropped as I reviewed the specs. The integration they wanted would expose customer data. When I raised this in the meeting, the room went silent. The CEO's smile never reached his eyes as he said, "Let's discuss this privately." That private discussion lasted exactly 7 minutes. HR was already waiting with my termination papers. Not aligned with company direction. That's what they called ethical concerns about user privacy as security escorted me out. I realized I still had my laptop, with admin access to our entire repository. I hadn't even had time to turn it in. I sat in my car for almost an hour in the parking lot, too numb to drive. 3 years of my life gone in 7 minutes. My hand shook as I texted my boyfriend that I'd been let go. No warning. No real explanation, just a cold, "Your services are no longer required," from the same CEO who'd once called me the backbone of the company at last year's holiday party. The drive home felt surreal, like I was floating outside my body, watching someone else navigate through traffic. Radio hosts laughed about something trivial. The world kept spinning while mine had just imploded. I kept replaying the meeting in my head, wondering if I could have said something different, something that would have made them listen, instead of discard me. I remember walking through my front door and just standing there lost. My apartment felt different, somehow quieter, emptier. I'd spent so little time there lately that it barely felt like home. The irony wasn't lost on me. I'd sacrificed a life for a job that had just decided I was expendable, that at night was a blur of ice cream, wine and panic scrolling through job listings. I sent desperate texts to old colleagues, hoping someone needed a developer. I updated my LinkedIn with shaking hands, trying to craft a status that didn't scream desperate or bitter. The shame was overwhelming, like I was wearing a scarlet letter that everyone could see. It wasn't until 3 a.m. when sleep wouldn't come that I remembered the laptop. In their rush to get rid of me, they'd forgotten to revoke my credentials. I opened it almost unconsciously, expecting to be locked out, but I wasn't. Everything was still there. The code base, the servers, the backups, the entire backbone of their operation at my fingertips. I should have closed it immediately. I should have called HR and told them about their oversight. But something stopped me. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was spite. I clicked through the repository, through the code I'd written line by line. And that's when I saw it. The update they were planning to push on Monday. The one with the critical security flaw I'd flagged hours before being fired. My finger hovered over the keyboard. I had a choice to make. Friday morning hit me like a truck. I woke up groggy, reached for my phone to check work emails, then remembered no job to check in on.